Hello everybody, greetings all YouTubers. This will mark the second in the series, Dimensional Existence, the DE series. I've thought about this since the last one and was kind of tossed with it off and on because it is a very controversial kind of topic. On a side note, the neighbors behind you are going to be working on their house, so hopefully it won't be too noisy. So yeah, the series. I came to a conclusion, and I figured the best way to start it off would be if I read you some of the writings that I did. That'd be the best way. For those who are atheists, don't be put off by the terminology that we're going to need to use in order to define the different aspects of us, ourselves, that I use. There will be a slight religion flavor at first. I am not going to try and get away from that. And I won't apologize for it either. As some of you know, I was born into a Roman Catholic church through my mother's side. So religion was represented from her. And she got it from, I believe it was her mother. I never really knew our grandfather on that side of the family. My dad, on the other hand, he was the opposite spectrum. He was an atheist. He had totally material type, linear, left brain thinker. So really I've been raised and conditioned from both perspectives, which is kind of fitting in a way because what we're talking about here, and I'm going to be sharing what I know about it with you, is the existence of more than just physicality. In a sense, it is a paradox. It exists, but yet it doesn't. And I'll get into more of that in a while. So with the series, there is also some good news and some bad news. The bad news is, unfortunately, Gary, you're just going to have to wait to find out the meaning of life. Because if I share that now, without some pre-understanding of the terminology and lead into that, other people that don't have your kind of thought processes are going to get turned off, or it'll just right over their head and they won't understand. The good news is I'm taking the plunge. I'm diving in. We're going feet first, and where the chips fly, that's where they'll go. It is a big risk for me. I've never taught, instructed, shared with this volume of people before. Not just with the subscribers that I have, but with the people that I'll be viewing through the other channels, through the lists and whatnots on YouTube. So what I will be is what I am. I'm not going to try and pretend anything or sugarcoat anything. What you see is what you get. I'm going to try and shoot straight from the hip. If I know it, I'll tell you. If I don't, I'll tell you. There's something else I was going to say. What was it? What was it, Ming? Well, it'll come back to me. Okay, for the terminology, when I say God, I'm talking about the absolute, the supreme. If you are not of the religious flavor, just substitute God for super supreme intelligence, supreme being. If you are of a different religion, like I don't want to pick on any one particular one, or cite any particular one. I'm not picking on anybody, just sharing my opinions and thoughts. If you don't believe in shamanism, the native perspective. When I say God, if you're from that, just think of it as Great Spirit. Okay, that's the easiest. One of the difficulties when it comes to trying to convey the ideas and the thoughts is terminology. Really, we don't have words sometimes, and the things I'm going to be talking about later on as we get more into it really don't have words, so the concepts I will share with you, and I'll try and clarify them as best I can. If you have any questions and you place them down in the comments, and they're more than going to take me more than 500 characters, or for my account I think it's more around 450 characters. If it's going to be longer than that, I'll just respond to it in the following video at the beginning of the following videos. So I'll just let you know if it's going to be replied to in the next video. I would like to see sharing of ideas and perspectives in the comments. I may not comment or respond to every one of them, but I will read every one of them as best I can. I don't want any fighting, name calling, stick throwing. If I see that happening, I might give a warning. I haven't decided yet. I'll see if and or when it happens. I'll decide then what will happen. Most likely the comments will just be deleted, and if you continue then you'll be blocked. I'd rather not do that, because I think by me sharing my stuff and you sharing your stuff, we can both enhance each other's perspective of reality, of humanness, of energy, and of where we're going. If you have a viewpoint to say, don't try and squeeze it in all in the few comments. Jump in front of your camera. Give me a video reply back. I like to see people when they talk. I don't like this so much cowering behind a persona. I know we need those on the internet because there are some real kooky kooks, and I have come across my share in the field of the New Age. But make a nice, decent video comment, sharing your perspective, your thoughts. If they don't attack people, if they're on the topic. Oh yeah, that's important. It's got to be, if you're going to respond, please try and stay on topic for that video. There's nothing more that browns my buns than seeing responses that are totally unrelated on videos, and that's just nasty, just wrong. Myself, I'm more with the upbringing I have. I got the faith aspect of it, plus I also have the show me aspect, and I tend to be more so on the I'll see it, consider it, then I'll decide whether I'll believe it or not. There's really I have seen quite a bit of snake oil, bought some of it, but on the whole I think I fared pretty well. The exercises that I'll be giving later on, take them for what they are. Take them at face value. Work with them. If they work for you, great. Use them. Integrate them into your life. If not, hey, don't worry about it. No sweat. Just carry on. What else? Because we are going to be dealing with a pretty intense and deep, what I would call deep topic and subject matters, I'll try and keep things as light and fresh as I can. Maybe I'll adopt the position that Gary uses with when a deep thought comes. I'll put the link. Oh yeah, this again. Which side is it? Left, right? Let's see. The filing cabinets are on the right side and the left. It's over there. Okay, I think it's over there. I'll put on the description area a link to Gary's channel, and check it out. He shares some perspectives on I was going to say psychology, on physics. Yeah, physics, I think it is, that are quite intriguing. And knowing what I know, hearing what he says, okay, oh yeah, well that makes sense now. I just didn't have the scientific terminology to describe my experience. And you know, that's another thing too that I have difficulty with, is trying to explain things in scientific terms without the scientific background or conditioning of thought. I had the experiences, here they are with my terminology, and I know a lot of people that could benefit are turned off a bit simply because they can't relate to those concepts that I used. Okay, so I can't see what time we're at here, so I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to chop this and put out a second one. If I do, yeah, should be okay. So, here we go. I'll explain and define the bigger words as we go. The concept that you could benefit with first is we're a physical body, organic, third-dimensional experience. We have substance. We're in a surrounding that has other substances. This is my dog. This is me. This is hair, glasses, that kind of thing. Then there's another aspect to a human being, and I think we are really human beings, multi-dimensional entity, organic, combined into a wholeness. And I'll further break down and define how I understand a human being is later on. I don't want to get you too confused. But we have physical matter, and we also have a counter component. Is it counter component? A corresponding component that exists in where I will call the abstract reality, or I think Gary calls it what is it? The soup of subatomic reality? No, I don't know. Scratch that. Just go to his video and check it out. He explains it pretty good there. So, physical, non-physical. That's where the paradox kind of begins, and I'm hoping the paradox is the right word to use. It's like it's there, but it's not there. Substance, but nothing at the same time. Okay. Clear as mud? Good. If there's words you don't understand, whatever, just put them down in the comments, and I'll give you definitions. Within the combined being of the organic matter and the non-organic matter, we'll take that non-organic matter state. And let's define a point in time-space by calling it a soul. The soul is further, I don't want to break it down too quickly. Okay, let's just say that. We have a physical body and we have a soul. If you're following the native culture, the soul is actually described as a ghost, the person's ghost, their soul, their etherical counterpart, in a sense. Although it's not another other, it is the same cohesiveness. Personally, I think organic matter can exist without a soul, but its sustainability would be a short-term thing. Because, as I understand, different components of the soul make up at the subconscious level helps to sustain the organic reality, our organic representation. Now, am I saying a physical object like a pillow has a soul? Not in that sense, not in those terms. It has a representation on what I would call the soul level that helps to keep it anchored in time and space and to stop its molecules from kind of floating off everywhere. Okay, so